Alright guys, welcome back to We'd Watch This. Today we are going to be talking about our elementary school days. We're starting college again pretty soon, so we thought it'd be kind of fun to just reminisce on
back to school.
all that.
And we did this with our middle school years a couple months ago, and you guys seemed to enjoy that. So, yeah, why not humiliate ourselves a little more?
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed.
I think that's kind of like our channel motto at this.
Yeah.
Why not humiliate ourselves a little more?
Just share everything on the internet.
Okay, but I will say there's something kind of freeing about being like, yeah, there's some dumb stuff about me on the internet. And just being like, yeah, that's in the world. Yeah, do you want to start?
Yeah,
Start
I
us
can.
off. Let us into what little Kirsten was like.
Yeah, I was kind of a menace, I'm not gonna lie. I would like to think I've come a long ways. But early elementary, let's see. There were a whole bunch of shenanigans, honestly. I got myself engaged to my childhood best friend.
Oh?
That was fun, we kissed each other on the lips in kindergarten. So my first kiss happened when I was 5 years old.
So did mine.
Yeah.
I'll
and
tell
then
my story after.
I didn't get kissed again for a very long time. By a boy. Anyways, so yes, I had my first kiss. Our moms were best friends, and so we just kind of grew up together. And then the next day we had a play day, and you know how kids are, so I was I had in my head for a very long time, I was like, we're getting married.
Yeah.
Obviously, our moms are best friends, we grew up together, it just makes sense,
Obviously.
Yeah. And so obviously I was like, we need to get this show on the road. So I was like,
yeah,
let's kiss.
You're already 5.
Yeah.
You got one foot in the grave.
I know. I told him, I was like, let's kiss. So we did. And then the next day we had a play day, and he was like, well, we kissed, so we have to get married now. And I was like, well, yeah, I knew this. What did you think we were doing? Come on now.
This is when people find out they're pregnant and have a shotgun wedding, but the 5-year-old version of that.
Yeah, basically, which was my plan all along.
Oh, okay, you were gonna trap him into marrying you.
Yeah, obviously. I wasn't sure he would want to otherwise, okay?
Yeah, logic. Sound logic.
Yeah, but anyways, let's see. That was the main event in kindergarten, honestly. I was mostly a teacher's pet though, because I was really scared of getting in trouble for some reason.
I cried every time I got in trouble.
I did too. It was bad. It would be something stupid.
No, we had a clip chart. We had one in 3rd grade, and it had clothespins on it.
Yeah, we
you
had
could go
that
up
too.
or down. And if you made it all the way to the top of the chart, you got a tally. And if you got 5 tallies on your clip,
you could get a little award or a piece of candy.
Well, ours you got a different colored clip. She'd paint them.
I see.
And
that's worse.
I got more colors than anyone else in the class.
Yeah, I was always on the top of the clip chart. I was up there.
Okay, but then there were the 3 kids that were just had red clips all year long.
Yeah.
And that was the first color.
I do think it's interesting the way that because Abby Miller, right, from Dance Mom, she got judged really, really hard for her pyramid. But if you think about those
that's
clip
literally
charts,
elementary school.
if you think about those clip charts, that's actually so similar because you can see where everybody is.
Yes.
So, you can think about the morals about that if you want. I loved it because I was on the top most of the time. But you better believe, when I clipped down, that was a big deal.
Mm-hmm. And everyone knew about it because I would be crying loudly.
No, yeah, I wasn't discreet about it either. But yeah, that was honestly most of kindergarten for me. 1st grade, I had no friends, though. I just got put in a class with people I didn't know.
Okay.
And I was really shy, so I didn't really make any friends, and I was just really sad.
And you're in Wisconsin at this point, right?
Yes, I'm still in Wisconsin. I used to live in Wisconsin, by the way, so...
That's why she says Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Like a loser.
Right. Let's see. I did make one friend, in 1st grade. Her name... Should I say her name?
You can say a fake name if you want.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
She's not gonna watch
if you're
this.
Fine with it.
Well, her name was Sophie, and which I think is funny. And she was interesting to say the least. She was my only friend, But when we would, like, play stuff on the playground, like, during recess, she would just, like, randomly, she would stop, and she'd go, and I'd be like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? And she's like, I'm having a heart attack. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're having a heart attack? Like, do you want me to get a nurse or something? And she's like, no, I think I just need to go play basketball. And she would, like, actually just go leave me by myself and go play basketball. And I'd be like, yeah, you do that. Like, whatever you need to do.
And you're sure this was your friend?
I was at the time. So, yeah. Starting off strong, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, yeah, proven cure to heart attacks playing basketball.
Yeah, you didn't have friends who pretended to have heart attacks?
Nope. Want to hear about my early elementary school experience?
Yes.
So I also had my first kiss when I was 5. And it was not with the boy I liked. It was with a boy I could not stand. And one day, he was like, hey. We were in the middle of the classroom, too. Like, I don't know how the teacher didn't see this happen. This is kind of concerning. But I think it was, like, the end of the day, and people were, like, getting their mailboxes and backpacks and stuff, so it was, like, very hectic. But, like, people were around us. Like, someone had to have seen us.
Yeah.
But whatever. He's like, hey, Sophia, you should kiss me. I'm like, ew, no. And he's like, come on. And I was like, he's just gonna keep bugging me about it. So one of his friends was next to us. I'm like, okay, you need to get him to go away, and then I'll do it.
Wow.
And then I kissed him on the cheek, and he's like, no, I meant the lips. And then I kissed him on the lips.
Wow, I hope he's better now. That's a little
Okay,
concerning.
but can we talk about how quick I was just like, well, fine. Like, immediately.
That is funny. You're like, yeah, okay.
Guess this is happening. Nothing I can do.
You didn't think that you had to get married if you kissed him?
No. I immediately went and washed my mouth out with the water fountain.
Okay.
Gargling and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
he
one
had
does.
cooties. He
Of
totally
course, all
had
boys had
cooties.
cooties in.
Oh, if any did, he did. And then I told him, like, you can't tell anyone about this. Like, any of your friends. Because I forgot to mention this. My mom worked at the school. She was a reading specialist for kindergarten through 2nd grade. Her classroom was across the hallway from my kindergarten classroom. So anything happened, she found out about it. I was like, you can't tell anyone. And then I proceeded to tell, like, every girl in all of my elementary school classes. But like, I told him when I told my best friend about it, and he was like, oh, can I tell one of my friends that? I'm like, no. And then we never talked about it since. And I was, like, so ashamed afterwards and, like, didn't want to tell my parents. Did you tell your parents when you kissed your fiancé?
Yeah, so we were at my house when I told him to kiss me, actually. We were saying goodbye because his mom had come to pick me up, so they were, like, right there. They were like, no.
I
So
kissed one of
they
my
knew.
girlfriends on the cheek one time goodbye when I was in, like, kindergarten or 1st grade, and then I had to get talked to about, like, that's for grown-ups and family.
I have a strange
I was
amount
like,
of,
but
like...
I love her. It was cute.
I have a strange amount of kissing stories, actually. Like...
But, like, I remember this would keep me up at night.
Really?
Yes.
No, I knew what I was doing. I was like, yeah, I wanted this.
I'm not supposed to kiss boys.
Aw.
And I remember thinking, as a 5-year-old, I was like, I just have to keep this secret until I'm, like, 80. And then I'll probably get dementia, and I won't remember it anyways.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. And I was, like, halfway through 1st grade at this point. And I remember my mom, it was supper time. I couldn't hold it in anymore. And my mom was walking to the dinner table. She had a plate of green beans. This is ingrained in my memory. I was like, I kissed the guy's name. She's like sets the green beans out. What? And she's like recently? I'm like, no, like a year ago.
And she's like, oh, okay.
It's like there's nothing they can do at that point.
I know,
like,
yeah.
Well, maybe don't again.
No, my parents didn't say anything to me that I can remember. They were just like, oh, no, don't do that, like, when it happened.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I did forget to mention, in 1st grade, I also bullied this girl.
Oh, yeah.
And I bullied her until at least 2nd grade. Yeah, remember when I said I've come a long ways?
She hasn't come that far.
Yes, I have. Well, me and my best friend at the time, the one who had heart attacks frequently, um, we just did not like this one girl for some reason. I actually was friends with her at the very beginning of the year. She was my only friend, and I was her only friend, which makes this way worse, honestly. And one of the, like, kind of popular guys walked by one time, and he's like, ew, you're hanging out with her? And we don't like her. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't like her either. Like, I'm just pretending. Because, you know, the cool guy's approval was all that I cared about when I was 6 years old. So from then on, I didn't ever play with her again. And she struggled a little bit with math. Like, it was just, like, it didn't quite click in her brain as easily. And I really used that to my advantage, kind of. I wasn't good at bullying, but, like, she would answer, like, the teacher would ask her, like, the easy, like, addition and, like, subtraction questions, like 1 + 0 or something like that. If she got it right, I would boo. And if she got it wrong, I would clap.
Did your teacher do anything about this?
Nope.
That's awful.
I know. Can't believe I got away with it that long, honestly. Like... That's crazy. But yeah, I just really didn't like her for no reason, basically. And my mom didn't know that we weren't, like, friends anymore, so she invited her to my 7th birthday party. I remember this, and my best friend and I, we made up a song about her wearing diapers that I was like,
Didn't you say she smelled like pee, too?
No, that was another girl. I didn't bully the girl that smelled like pee, though. Like, I low-key felt bad for her.
Did she smell like pee?
From what I remember, yes. I don't know.
Alright, carry on.
She invited this girl to my birthday party, and I was like, I'm gonna teach everybody this song that we make, and we would, like, spend recesses working on this song. Yeah, crazy amount of work to put into this.
Insane.
And I was like, we're all gonna sing it at my birthday party when she's there. Luckily, I never got around to teaching everybody this song.
Yeah, because the other girls were probably like, no, this is crazy.
Maybe. None of them, like I said, nobody really liked her that much. Which is, once again, makes it kind of worse. Yeah.
Alright, well, here's what I was doing in first grade. I'd made 2 best friends in kindergarten who both promptly moved away over the summer. Luckily, I had a kind of automatic best friend in first grade because we had the same name, which was all it took. She was also Sophia. Shout out to Sophia K. So it was like, you know, like, we have to be friends.
Is this the one where you guys were going to be, like, presidents or something?
Oh, yeah, she's going to be the president and I was going to be her VP. That was our plan for years. Because she was going to be a lawyer. I think she's in pharmacy school now, actually, so guess that plan's ruined.
Come on, Sophia.
But, so, for, like, a good amount of first grade, we would play this game at recess. And this actually originated because my sister made up a planet that she was the ruler of called Isabeltopia. So it's like, well, I need a planet.
Obviously.
So mine was Sophia World because I was 6 and less creative. And I was the president of Sophia World. And Sophia World and Isabeltopia were always at war. Which tells you a lot about our sibling dynamic. And whenever we'd play, like soccer or something, it would always be, like, Team Sophia World versus Team Isabeltopia instead of just, like, me versus Isabel. Because it was always the national intergalactic World Cup.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And she always won because I couldn't play soccer, but that's neither here nor there.
Not important.
So, I got my friends to all play make-believe that we'd travel to Sophia World during recess.
That doesn't sound narcissistic at all.
We did this every day for months.
That sounds like elementary.
I was the president.
Of course.
The other Sophia was the vice president. And the other people were just there. Like, I think one of our friends was, like, our pet dog.
Oh, great. Did you just, like, tell them what to do, or, like, how did you...
Pretty much.
Makes sense.
And, like, it was all based on, like, what I imagined Sophia World was like. So it'd be like, guys, there's a building over there, and they just all go along with it. Or like, guys, we're getting chased by werewolves, because there were werewolves and vampires in Sophia World.
Of course. Sounds like a terrible planet, honestly.
It was awesome. It was so awesome. I was a very just ruler. We took a spaceship to get there. There was Wi-Fi on the spaceship, and we all played on iPads on the way there, which didn't exist. We just pretended that we were playing on iPads.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then when you got there was always a parade in our honor, because they were excited that we were back.
Yeah.
And then we just go on adventures. And I was the president / like, low-key monarch / dictator. Yeah. And, like, there was, like, some detailed lore to this planet, because we played on it for months. And I'm just like, why did they go along with this?
Yeah, I would have gotten probably really bored of that.
You would think. And the thing is, I remember I mentioned this in 4th grade to one of my friends. She's like, oh, I should have a planet. And tried to, like, basically do the same thing. I was like, this isn't fair.
No.
Like,
you're the only one allowed to have a planet.
I was like, this is all about you. Like, this is so selfish. I was like, girl, the double standard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but,
you know, young children, they just don't.
Yeah.
But
also, like, I remember, like, other kids would be like, oh, like, what if we did this on Sophia World? I was just like, that's not how it works. Like,
yeah, no.
You don't get to make the decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, 2nd grade, I did actually make some friends.
Did you stop bullying people?
I wasn't, like, as invested in it. Was I nice to them? No. So I had this other best friend. Her name was Natalie. She's not watching this, so I don't think it matters that much to say her name. But, we had a very interesting friendship dynamic where we didn't like each other that much. Like, we kind of did, but, like, a lot of the times we didn't.
Sounds like a good ground for friendship.
Yeah. Every time one of us did, like, the most minuscule thing that the other person didn't like, it could be as something, like, as dumb as, like, they would talk to somebody else and you'd be like, I'm just feeling so left out. Instead of talking to them about it and going, like, hey, like, I just feel left out when, like, you talk to those people and it's like, you're not including me. No, my answer was, you're gonna go to the corner and just sit in silence, and it's their job to notice that there's something wrong, and they have to come ask you about it.
Wait, but I remember in 1st grade one time, on one of the days we weren't playing Sophia World, I was feeling left out. Probably because we weren't playing Sophia World.
Yeah.
But I went in the line of sight of the other girls that were playing and just, like, sat there and pretended to cry.
Yeah, it was like that.
They didn't come and see if I was okay.
Yep, it was exactly like that. But almost every single day. And about the dumbest things ever. Yeah, so that was an interesting friendship. Later on in 3rd grade, we were... Oh, yeah, you can talk about 2nd grade. Sorry. Yeah. That was most of what happened in 2nd grade, was just the beginning of a wonderful
hiding in a
friendship.
corner.
Yes.
Well, in 2nd grade, so actually, like, 3/4 of the way through 1st grade, a new girl came to our class. And
that's always interesting.
So I was assigned as, like, her partner to, like, introduce her to how our school worked and stuff.
Yeah,
I forgot what they called it.
Like buddy, something like that.
Yeah. And I remember they told me a couple days in advance that she'd be coming. And, like, legitimately, I was like, what if she's evil?
Of course.
And I remember telling this to my mom. She's like, you know, your teacher will take care of that then.
Yes, because...
Not saying, Sophia, 1st graders are evil.
Okay, now listen, if I was the new kid, though, like, I kind of was.
Uh-huh.
You know? I mean, I kind of was evil as a...
Oh.
Because I bullied people.
No, I talked to her about this later, and she's like, wait, I had the same worry about you.
What if this girl's evil?
Yeah, like... But no, she was great. We became best friends.
That's
Sydney...
good.
The odds of you watching this are, like, insanely slim, but if you are, that's cool. I haven't talked to you since, like, 2nd grade. She moved away, too. But, we are best friends. And then in 2nd grade, we had, like, this big group of friends, and I swear, I was always, like, kind of, like, the follower. Like, I was never, like, the main person in the friend group, you know? I always followed around one of the popular people. And this friend group, had so much drama for being 7 and 8-year-olds. Like, you would have sworn we were in middle school. This was the year one girl told me that we couldn't be friends anymore because she was a fan of One Direction, and I said I wasn't because I was deep in my not like the other girls phase in second grade. Which
Look
honestly,
at you now, you guys could have been like best friends.
yeah,
the
I'm
whole
like
time.
looking back, this is totally valid of her. She did the next day be like, "Oh, I was being a brat. We can be friends again."
Yeah,
but like,
that's nice.
I was like so upset, and we did like that thing where like two of you are mad at each other and sit on opposite sides of the playground and won't talk, and the other people have to like go back and forth and be messengers.
Yeah, that's
we
so
did that
fun.
all the time. And so like one of them when I usually wasn't the source of drama. I was usually the one trying to fix everything, and then we were just kind of like stop because like, you know, like drama's fun and that's kind of the whole point of this.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that. So it would like really stress me out. And they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, this person is like not taking me seriously," which, what does that mean? You're in second grade, but okay. But they wouldn't tell them why they were mad at them. They would just tell them they're mad at them, kind of like what you were doing.
Yes.
And then I'd be like, I would tell them because I'd be like, "Okay, can we fix it?" And they're like, "Well, you shouldn't have told them. I told you not to," and it was just a lot. But yeah, that was my second grade.
Third grade was a big year for me. I'm
Oh?
not gonna lie. Yeah. So, there's a lot that happened in third grade. I had a little friend group with a friend that we would, didn't really like each other, and we'd sit, like, when we were mad, we'd just, like, leave and not talk about it or whatever. There was a good amount of stuff that happened in third grade. We got put in this club with two of our other friends. We thought it was, like, really cool. So, now I look back, let me explain what this club was. Basically, the four of us went to the guidance office, like, during whatever time during the school day.
Oh.
Yes.
You were in one of these.
Kind of. And we were reading through these books, and they were all about, like, being nice to each other. Like, there was a book, it was about, like, a group of girls, and one of the girls was getting bullied. So there's a book about being the victim. There's a book about being the bystander. There's a book about being the bully.
Yeah,
like,
we read these books. Yep.
Yes,
but like
it was
in
just
full class guidance. I didn't go to these.
This was just us four, and we would all talk about it and how, you know, what do you do if someone's getting bullied?
Yep.
What do you do?
Yep.
Because we were mean to each other.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, this is a really common thing elementary guidance counselors do, to kind of like get friend groups and get people to be nice to each other.
Yeah, so we were one of those. We thought it was super cool. Like, we were like,
You're like,
really
this
like,
is exclusive.
oh yeah. We were like, yep, we're part of a secret club right now. Yeah, not a thing to be proud of. Looking back on that.
I do remember in first grade, I got to go to one of those, but it was because like I was like the model person, and we played Candyland, and like one of the other girls had to learn how to like be, like let other people take turns and be happy when other people win.
Yeah, so that.
But I just got to chill and play Candyland and eat Starbursts.
That was the thing that happened. I also was part of a paper company, so there's this guy. I think I kind of had a thing for him. I'm not gonna lie. Looking back, I
had my first crush.
I
in third
acted
grade
like
too.
I had. This was not my first.
Oh, okay.
I think I didn't really know it, but I definitely liked a boy every single year, and it was always like kind of quote unquote the bad boy a little bit.
Ooh.
Except for Leo. That was my childhood best friend that I kissed.
Say that?
Yeah, it's fine. He's not watching this.
Okay.
Everyone I know knows his name.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So, first grade, I actually didn't really have a crush in first grade, but second grade, I liked this one boy that was a troublemaker, but I pretended I hated him because you're not supposed to like people.
Yeah, of course.
Third grade, this guy who ran this paper company, he was kind of.
What is a paper company?
Yeah,
mean as a third grader? Like
we
what? You were
like,
in the office?
No, like during indoor recess, if we had that, we would sell things for like tickets. Paper products, they weren't paper. Like I would draw dragons. That's why he really liked me, because I could like draw.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I am a decent drawer now.
Yeah, you are.
So in third grade, like my third grade level was like above the other third graders basically, so they all thought it was great. It wasn't. But I would draw these dragons, and he really liked them, so he would sell them, and so he promoted me to co-owner. So
Wow. What
That's
did
what
he do as the
so
owner of the
he
company?
had you know, like pencils, how they
Uh-huh.
have that like stuff on the outside, like the paper on the
Oh
outside.
yeah.
He would take his scissors and like shave the paper off and then like um give them to people, like the shaved pencil. That was what he did.
Why?
I don't know, just make it cool,
Okay.
I guess, or like sometimes he would make it like the way that he would shave the wood down sometimes to make it like different shapes kind of. It was a
Oh, it had
sort of
like patterns.
yeah, it was sort of cool
Okay.
kind of. But it was the paper company for some reason and he
All
made me
right.
co-owner. My best friend drew Christmas trees, but he didn't really like them. So she was just a member. I don't really know what that means, but she's just a member. I kid you not, I had a work schedule. I told him because my best friend was like, you're like always working for the paper company and it's not fair. And I was like, let me talk to the owner. And I would go and I'd be like, hey, like the work life balance is just not working right now. Like
Third grade
my friend
Kirsten was a corporate girl.
Oh yeah, I was like, so I can only work like these days. So I literally had days where I would spend my recess drawing these stupid dragon pictures. And I'm telling you, probably the only reason I loved being part of this paper company and drawing dragon pictures is because I had a crush on the boy.
That's amazing.
Also, we all ate paper.
What? That is
Like you just take a piece
interesting.
and then eat it because I found out. So for some reason, somebody tried eating paper, and then everybody else obviously wanted to try it. So we found out like you're not gonna die if you eat it. Like it didn't really taste good, but I don't know. I would just eat paper.
All right.
Not that much, but I'd take a little piece and just
Interesting detail.
So that was a thing that I did.
Okay.
Trying to think.
I don't have any big good stories from 3rd or 4th grade, really.
I have more.
So you can keep going if you want.
I have a lot. This was a rough time. So, the other thing that happened, my little friend group that was in with the guidance counselor, we were like a mystery club also. At recess, we would go find mysteries on the playground and solve them.
Of course.
That was actually like a normal, I think, elementary thing to do.
Yeah. It's one of the first you've done so far.
Yeah. And then the other thing that happened in 3rd grade, towards the end of the year, I found out that my family was moving to Iowa from Wisconsin. And so...
Upgrade.
Yeah. Anyways.
Lateral move.
Yeah. So when I told my best friend at the time, she was like, "Oh no, like."
Oh, I've heard this story. This is a good one.
Logically, the only thing to do, she was like, "You have to help me find a replacement." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, I will," because I saw nothing wrong with that. Surely that was gonna go well.
Didn't actually like you didn't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So
Makes sense.
I was like, well, we might want to pick another girl who's blonde because she looks like me, obviously.
Yeah.
And there were only a handful of blonde girls in our class.
Wait, but I feel like that was a thing because like when like a new person would start hanging out with our friend group, be like, we already have a lot of brunettes, so like, ooh, we don't have a redhead yet.
Yeah. Kind of like that. Because that's a factor in friendship. There were only a handful of girls that were kind of blonde. Also whose name started with K.
You gotta think of the aesthetic.
Yeah. Also whose name started with K because my name starts with K. Like it just makes sense. It makes sense. So I picked this one girl that was pretty sweet. We didn't know her that well, but I was like, I think she's nice. Like she'd be a good best friend. She picked her arch nemesis.
Her arch nemesis or yours?
We had a collective one.
Okay.
One of the things that brought us together was disliking other people. This was a person we disliked. She's like, what about her? And I was like, we don't like her. What are you talking about? Her name started with K and she was blonde, so I extra didn't like her, okay? She's just like me. So, this girl, she was pretty particular, actually, which we made fun of her a lot. Not to her face, which doesn't make it that much better, but...
It's progress!
Yeah. But she sat in the exact same spot every day for lunch, and she would, like, always... Like, she just was very, like, she did the same things, and so we'd be like, why does she do that? Like, let's sit in her spot, and, like, stuff like that. And then she'd get mad, and we'd be like, why are you mad? And, like, whatever. So, they started hanging out together, and then they started, like, my friends started hanging out with her during lunch, and they would sit in the same spot every time, and I was like, we used to, like, say how that was, like, so annoying. So I would, like, go try to get there first and sit in the spot, and they'd get really mad at me. And that was the whole thing, because I was like, we don't like it. Like, why are you replacing me with her? And then I got mad that I was feeling replaced, which, who would have saw that coming?
Yeah!
So,
When she said you were gonna help her find her replacement.
yeah. So, that's pretty much most of it, I think.
Okay, I just remembered, I just had like a memory surface. This is from second grade and has nothing to do with what you're saying.
Okay.
But I just remembered it. One of my friends liked this boy, and he was like the boy like every girl liked all through elementary school.
Was it the one that they admitted they liked, or the one they all pretended they didn't because it was embarrassing?
They admitted, because they all liked him. And she liked this boy, and we're like, okay, I'm gonna help her out. So we got his best friend, and we pulled him aside. And, like, I was like, you would have thought it was, like, in the mob, like, interrogating this kid. I was like, hey, so she likes, we'll call him Johnny. And, you gotta talk to Johnny and, see if he likes her, talk her up to him. And I had class with him the year before. He wasn't in our class this year. He's like, all right, I'll do it. And then we spied on them while he's talking. And he straight up told him that my friend liked him. And I was like,
you can't do that. You can't do that.
What is wrong with you?
That's not how this works.
And he's like, I'm like, this is unacceptable. You're a horrible person.
Of course.
And he's like, I remember he's like, Sophia, like, you were all nice to me last year. What is wrong? I'm like, well, you told him.
Yeah,
you were supposed to tell him.
Everybody knows
like,
that.
I was ready to fight this kid. Like,
oh, for sure.
I just remember that, like, being so intense for no reason. And we're like, what? How could you do this?
Oh, shoot. I do have another story from 3rd grade, actually.
Okay.
So my friend, the one that I didn't really like that much, she liked this boy. And I was in my, like, I'm gonna do everything everyone else does phase. So I was like, yeah, I like him too. Because nobody liked the guy I liked. I couldn't, like, tell them that. And also, I didn't really know. I just, you know?
See, I never had this phase. Like, when I was talking about not liking One Direction, like, I had no preference on One Direction. I hadn't seen that. I'd never listened to their music, but I was like, ooh, other people like them? I don't, because I'm quirky. Like, I was full on not like the other girls. It was very annoying, look, in hindsight.
Yeah,
Carry on,
basically, at some point, I lost a bet, I don't know, and my friend was like, you have to write a note to him and say that you like him. And I was like, no, I can't do that, like, I can't do that. And then she's like, I was, like, playing like I didn't want to. I got out the paper, and I started writing it, and she's like, actually, you don't have to. And I was like, no, you want me to, so I'll do it. So I left it on his desk. It was anonymous, but he figured out it was me at lunch, and I had this egg that I was eating that my mom had packed. It was a boiled egg.
Okay, I was like...
I just, like, cracked in.
Yeah,
took a
okay.
raw. No, I was eating this boiled egg, and he basically, at this point, had just found out it was me, and I can't remember if I laughed or if I coughed, but the egg that was in my mouth spewed all over his food. Yeah, a little embarrassing.
That's disgusting.
It was. He was like, ew, and I was like, yep, this is never happening. My life is ruined.
I can't blame him.
Yeah, my friend wasn't that upset about it, so she was like, oh no.
Oh no.
So,
That's a
I
shame.
do think that is the last thing. Also, my entire class had a fixation on Harry Potter.
Oh yeah,
that's not that big of a deal.
That's like normal for
that makes sense.
That age, that time period, yeah.
But that pretty much ends my time in Wisconsin as an elementary kid.
Okay. Do you have anything for 4th grade?
4th grade? Not really. I was just the new kid. That was pretty much it.
I feel like being the new kid was kind of cool in elementary school, though.
Yeah, but I was, like, so shy. I was so terrified. I pretty much did a 180 from the way that I was in Wisconsin, and then I moved to Iowa, and, like, I didn't have the street cred I used to. Like, I can't be being a brat to people.
You can't be spitting egg in people's food anymore.
No, I can't. So I just flipped, and I became just really insecure for, like, no reason, and I was scared to talk to people. So I made a couple friends, and we were kind of, like, not the in crowd, but, like, the out crowd a little bit, which I think is good for me.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it helped with my character development, so I'm not a brat now.
I guess I will say in 4th grade, at the end of 3rd grade, I got put into the advanced math program. Like, I took the test in 3rd grade, so I skipped 4th grade math. Which I wouldn't necessarily recommend. Still can't tell you how a protractor works.
I didn't know that either, and I didn't skip fourth grade math, so.
It took me to like junior high to really get a strong handle on coordinate grids, which aren't hard, but I just never learned them.
Yeah.
Also long division, I kind of just had to pick up. How I passed this test to skip fourth grade, I couldn't tell you. Because my principal told my mom afterwards, he's like, yeah, I remember her holding a protractor up, like, so they gave us the supplies and you'd, like, up to the light and, like, trying to measure the shape. Oh. Yeah. But I did pass, and I skipped fourth grade math, and they didn't have, like, a teacher for us, because there were only, like, 12-ish kids that were advanced in math, so they just had us go to a fifth grade classroom. And the other kids were really annoying that were advanced. Mm-hmm. So the fifth grade class hated us.
Makes sense.
They would cheer when we left. And, like, I remember, like, the teacher was out of the room at one point, and one of the girls was like, no one likes the fourth graders. And I was like, oh, she's like, I'm serious. We all hate you. I was like, oh.
I will say, as a fifth grader, when there were fourth graders in our class for math, like, I did not enjoy it just because I was like, I just knew I was like, they're smarter than me.
Oh, yeah, in hindsight, like, I totally understand why there would be, like, resentment there. Yeah. The thing is, that same girl came up to me at recess one day towards the end of the year, and she's like, so, they have me, I'm gonna take that advanced math test. What's it like?
Oh, of course.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
She was on the tennis team when I was in high school, and she's like, oh, we went to elementary school together. I was like, I still hate you. And I beat her at tennis, and it was...
Yeah, a really full circle moment for you.
I was way too happy with myself as, like, a sophomore in high school.
That's not even elementary anymore. That's just, like, you holding a grudge.
Yes, it was. You know, that's okay. Exactly what happens. But yeah. Sorry, my mom texted me. Anyways, so then in fifth grade, my class was a mess. Our teacher was great at the time. In hindsight, she had no classroom management. So we were something. But specifically, my friend group and I were in the Blue Coat Gang, which I think I've talked about a little on here before. But pretty much, 3 of us had blue coats. One of us quit the group pretty early on. Low-key, I just don't think she liked the rest of us that much. She was like, I'm good. But then there was a 4th friend that was in the group. She was an honorary member. So just to clarify, this group was 2 people with blue coats and 1 without one, and we're like, oh yeah, this is a club. Because I remember this was, like, a big thing at the time, like, big puffer coats in the winter with, like, fur...
Yeah.
Fur hoods that were, like, glittery.
Oh, yeah.
It was huge at the time, and we all had them, and ours happened to be blue. Our other friend's was black, but, like I said, she was the honorary member. Mm-hmm. And we were spies.
Ooh.
See... My 2 best friends, which are the other 2 members of the club, were both new to the school that year, but they were very popular, unlike Kirsten. Everyone in our class liked them. A lot of the boys liked them. None of the boys liked me because I was loud, annoying, and very vocally did not like boys. They were gross.
They were. They had cooties.
But... there was this one boy specifically that really liked one of my friends. We'll call him, just because this isn't my story really, John, and she can be Sally. John was, like, embarrassingly into Sally. Like...
Yikes. Poor John.
And he was, like, pretty popular, too. Like, he was one of the jocks, and all his friends would play football and stuff at recess. Mm-hmm. So it got to the point, like, we would spy on him at recess and stuff, obviously. That was our main project as the Blue Coat Gang. Because there was no one to actually spy on. But also, I couldn't stand him. He was one of the other kids in the advanced math program, actually. And I was like, you're making us all look bad. And, like, I had... gifted classes with him and stuff, so I was just stuck with him a lot, and he was cocky and I was cocky, and it didn't
Not a good mix.
So it got to the point where, like, we can just make him do stuff. Because he doesn't like me, but he likes my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to do what I say, pretty much.
That's how it works.
It did! It worked out quite well. This poor boy. We would just be like, what's the dumbest thing we can do at recess today? And we'd be like, we're gonna play house. We haven't played house since, like, 2nd grade. We're gonna play house. And we'd be playing for a little bit on the playground next to the football field, which was just a field. And soon enough, here comes John. He's like, can I play with you guys? We're playing house. Yeah, I'll play. I'll be the dad. All right. Soon enough, here comes all of John's friends. And you can tell they're kind of like, why are we doing this? But also we want to play with our friends. I guess we're playing house. So and then, like, all of their friends would come. We'd have, like, half our grade playing house with us.
That's crazy.
Or we'd be playing, like, tag. Or, like, just games that, like, we hadn't played in years.
Mm-hmm.
Or we'd come up with, like, really stupid make-believe scenarios.
Yeah, we do that too.
We were really in touch with
I will say, tag with, like, your whole grade is pretty fun.
It is fun. But, like, we'd play, like, we're superheroes today.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we were living out our kindergarten dreams.
That's kind of nice.
And, like,
that
literally
everybody would play together.
Half our grade would end up doing it. But eventually we'd be like, we don't like a lot of these people. So we'd be like,
leave.
We're gonna go play basketball. And people would be like, but we can't play without you guys. And they, like, get mad.
Like, too bad, having a heart attack, gotta go.
Yeah, it kind of backfired on us to be like, wait, we actually don't like John or any of his friends.
Actually, get out.
And yeah, that was pretty much how we spent recess in 5th grade.
That makes sense.
Playing with people we didn't like.
Yeah, 5th grade, let's see. There was a new girl that came in 5th grade, and she was popular, and I was really upset about that. Because when I was a new girl, like, not really anyone talked to me, and they all really liked this girl, and I was like, not fair. You know? Because the universe was obviously against me.
Yeah.
Yeah, also in 5th grade. What happened in 5th grade? Oh, the rodeo school. So this is a game that me and my friends played. There was one new girl. She was a horse girl. I was a horse girl, by the way. At this point, I had been riding horses for a whole year and a half. So I was an expert, basically. And so me and this girl, we bonded over that. And we started the rodeo school where we would teach all of our friends how to ride horses. But, and, like, work with horses. But actually, it was just, you know that, like, it's not like a seesaw, but it's, like, there's a bunch of animals all in a circle, and then you, like, bounce on them and, like...
Oh,
you know
yeah, they're at, like, malls and stuff.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
So we had one of those on the playground. Those were our horses. We'd all get on them, and, like, we'd do just dumb stuff. But the girl that I was friends with, she was in charge of it, and she was really bossy. Like, really bossy. She'd also... One of the things that we'd do was practice catching our horses. So she'd be like, horses can run about 30 miles an hour. So I'm going to run about that fast. And she'd be like, just pretend to have a conversation, and then I'm going to say nay and run away, and you have to catch me.
I love that.
Because that works.
Also, do horses run 30 miles an hour?
I don't even know.
Okay. But she could.
She could. Because obviously if your horse runs away, you can just run after them and catch them. You're definitely fast enough. So that was something we do, and looking back, that's just really funny.
I remember one of my friends was, like, a big horse girl in elementary school, and when we'd go over to her house, we'd play this game where half of us were horses and half of us were riders, and we had these pieces of string. I don't know how we did this, but somehow we, like, tied it to the neck of our shirts.
Oh.
I don't know how we did this. And you'd be on 4s if you were the horse, and the other person would be riding you on top with the string. But we, like, tried to play this when we were a little older, like 3rd or 4th grade, just because we're like, oh, this was, like, we used to do this, and it was fun. But by that point, some girls, like, had trainer bras on, and, like, the string would bring your shirt down. And it was just such an uncomfortable experience. Like, we're like, so we're never playing that again.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I just remember that.
No. But rodeo school, the girl that was in charge of it, she didn't really like playing it, I don't think. So she would just randomly be like, yeah, school is canceled today. And we'd all be like, oh, and then recess, we'd have to find something else. Finally, I was like, I'm going to start my own rodeo school because she never does it. And she started fake concussions so that she'd be like, I can't do it, I have a concussion. And so I was like, you know what, let's start our own. And then she like...
Your elementary friends took faking injuries to a new level.
I know, it was crazy. Well, had our own rodeo school, and I was in charge of it, so I was like, okay, this is good. Like, I like this arrangement. She heard about it, and that doesn't fly. So she comes over, she's like, I hear there's a new rodeo school. Like, legit in, like, almost a country accent, which is so funny.
Like a Wild West movie.
No, literally. And I don't really remember what happened after that, but she was like, I don't want to hear about that ever again. And we were all like, okay.
That's amazing. Okay, we've been talking a long time. We should probably wrap up.
We probably should.
I hope you enjoyed hearing about how stupid and mean we were in elementary school.
I told you I was kind of a menace. Like, I wasn't a pleasant person to be around by any means.
We love the character growth.
Yeah.
Do you have a recommendation?
Camp Rock 3.
You
It's
haven't
out
seen
now.
it yet. We're seeing it. We're actually watching it right after this. We're really excited.
I just have faith that it's going to be the best thing I've ever seen.
I mean, I'd assume. I can't believe it didn't come out in cinemas. How is it not the summer blockbuster?
I know. So, yeah, watch that if you can. It's
It
on
just cracks
Disney
me
Plus,
up
I
because
think.
I'm like, the Jonas Brothers and Demi Lovato have to be so much more expensive to book than they were when they made the first two Camp Rocks.
Yeah, I really don't understand why they're doing this,
And it's
but
not
I
like
appreciate
anyone
it.
asked for it.
No, they didn't.
But I'm so here for it.
No,
I'm so
I think
excited
it's
to
gonna
watch
be
it.
really terrible, and I'm gonna love it so much.
It's gonna be amazing. Shut up.
Yeah.
My
that is my
recommendation is to draw. I've been drawing for fun recently, and like I suck at it. Kirsten's smiling because she knows I suck at it, and we'll get to that.
I just remember those
We'll get
drawings
to
that we
it.
used to do.
But like I don't know. I've really had the urge to draw lately, and I've been drawing a lot, and like it's fun. Is it good? No, but who the heck cares?
Easy.
So yeah, recommend it. The reason Kirsten's laughing though, this is kind of secondary recommendation, a game we made up. Kirsten can draw, and all that's required for this activity is one person that can draw and one that can't. Although I will say I like consciously drew worse than normal for these.
Yeah, so the whole premise
And a
of
piece
the
of paper and a pen. That's
Yeah.
all you need.
The whole premise of the game is the person who can draw just draws random objects. And the other person has to turn them into
Kids in animal costumes. That's the name of the game. Kids in animal costumes.
Not animals. Kids in animal costumes.
I'm pretty sure I have one of these papers still. I think I stuck it in one of my journals. I'll include a
It's
photo.
amazing. We freaked our teacher out during when we were in Rampage.
Oh yeah,
with
because it was conferences week when we did this one time. We're like, can you give this to our parents for conferences? Like we're
And he
5.
was like, no.
That's terrifying.
Because like, what are you doing?
We tried to do it with like just turning it into people one time. The first time we did it, I think it was around Halloween. And we're like, it just doesn't hit the same. It has to be kids in animal costumes specifically. And you can stretch what you think a costume is. I'm pretty sure one time I drew a girl with just like a frog tank attached to her body. Like, and I'm like, she's dressed up as a frog. It's the dumbest game. The drawings are gonna turn out horrible. Try it. Trust me.
It's really funny.
Awesome.
We showed our teacher and he was like, why are you doing this?
We showed this to my friends one time, and they're like, Kirsten, she's ruining your
do
drawings.
remember
Like,
that.
they were, like, upset.
They're like, why would you do that to her drawings? And I'd be like, guys, it's a feather.
Yeah, like it took
it's
her 2
fine.
minutes. It's okay, guys.
It's like, I drew a rock. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
And I turned it into this gorgeous camel person.
Yeah.
I also would accidentally draw people with their knees on backwards a lot. It was great, because we were doing it all in pen.
Fun game. So
yes,
if you're ever bored,
would recommend.
yeah, excellent.
Yeah, and then at the end, the first person has to guess what the
Yeah.
drawing started as, and what the heck they're supposed to be dressed up as, because usually it's not very clear.
Good game. Yeah, I would recommend that one. So
yeah. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a lot of fun to make.
yeah, it is a lot of fun to reminisce.
Yeah.
And also think about how much
Comment
character growth I've
about the dumbest, silliest, goofiest thing you did in elementary school.
Yeah.
We would actually love it if you did that.
That would be fun, yeah.
But yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.